Jan, hello, welcome. I do believe that we are currently live on Facebook on the Nailympia page right now. So welcome to our chat and very good morning to you over there in California.
Thank you so much and good evening to you. You're wrapping up another week.
I certainly am. Yes, it's Friday evening over here in Europe. So
yeah.
So for anybody out there, I'm talking to the co-founder and style director of the CND nail brand, Jan Arnold, tonight, who has been coined by some as a central character in the 21st century nail art movement. I think is a rather lovely thing to be called, I would say. But for those out there that are unsure of Jan's ultimate journey, is that Jan's father back in the late 70s was a dental professional who took dental products and reformulated them to put them on nails. That's the very, very short story of the journey, which I do believe was 42 years ago now.
Yes, ma'am.
42 years ago, right? Because we did celebrate 40 years of CND throughout 2019, didn't we? Yeah,
we certainly did. Yeah. Yes.
So, so if we're going to fast track to today, basically CND is a full leading professional line of products, which is focused on product innovation, research and development, education and inspiration, whilst carving out and pioneering a successful path for nail professionals. And I would see Jan Arnold as one of the most passionate and immersed creatures that we have in the nail industry, meaning like full immersion with every aspect of nails globally and coming down to the importance of the person, the nail professional themselves. Yeah. So we know that CND is seen on runways and red carpets the world over. And that's because Jan Arnold heads a design team of amazing nail artists who create thousands of bespoke nail art designs for designers across the world every single year. So we know that inside of that, CND is a respected authority on nails, and Jan is particularly loves the idea of art on a tiny canvas. So Jan, I want to tell people now why we jumped on this live, because it was something that excited and delighted me particularly. Was Jan is one of the 36 strong expert judges that I've had on Nailympia working for the last 10 days, amassing scores for me. And Jan was given poster manicure and the joy of nails to judge. Right. So what happened was when Jan completed, which from what I understand was hours and hours of going through the entries, because not least because there were so many, but also because it seems that Jan was more than impressed with what she saw and wanted to jump on and actually talk to the competitors about the experience. And so basically I'm going to move over to Jan so she can tell you her impression of her judging experience this week.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. And Alex, what a complete joy and pleasure to work with you in a year where you, for the very first time, took Nailympia from a live format all around the globe to an extraordinary online format that I have to tell you, you above all else blew my mind, because I had no idea what to expect when you sent me the link. And I thought, hey, we just came out of a pandemic, slowly walking out of a pandemic, actually. This is the first time Nailympia has been online. I had no idea what to expect, honestly. I mean, I expected great things from you, but still, come on. The pivot back in August, and the realization that the live format wasn't going to work, all of a sudden you hustle in a very short few months. You reach out to us as judges. And when I went on that link and my computer started to upload all of the entries, and I'm like, if we get 20, 30 people at the very most, I'll be blown away. right? Because I find during the pandemic, there were people who crawled under a rock.
Mhm.
There were people kind of spinning in place, and there were people who leaned in and pushed forward, yourself being one of them. And I thought if we have more than 30 nail professionals that were at the top of their game, leaning in, doing the best work they've ever done, I'd be blown away. Well, little did I know, in the joy of nails, 69 competitors kept uploading and uploading and uploading. And I'm not exaggerating. It took me 3 days to
Mm.
judge.
You're not alone with that, Jan. I've obviously got quotes from all the judges now, and you are not alone. This was a big, long, immersive experience for judging. Absolutely.
Immersive experience, and one after the other. I mean, listen, in the joy of nails, they had to photograph their nails, what, 4 or 5 different ways, right? Every angle, every perspective. They had to film a video. They had to write a narrative.
Mhm.
I mean, it is like a college master's degree program of how to be articulate, how to convey, what you're dreaming about on nails. And then I got into the artistry itself. And what really blew me away, and Alex, the other day I called you, I was practically in tears myself. I think we had a little tear fest. And I'm like, I have been transformed right now. I am absolutely blown away by the work that I've seen, because I saw extraordinary skills. I saw refinement of detail. I saw not just precision as I've known it for 42 years evolve, but I saw dramatic precision, dramatic attention to detail. I saw, most importantly, coming out of this pandemic, I saw unrestricted expression and creativity from amazing artisans. There were nails that I looked at that I thought, Fabergé, step aside. Like, Fabergé eggs set a standard in art, in the art world.
Absolutely.
Some of these nails, some of them so sleek and thin from the
Mm.
front, and then the real story is told from the side, not just architecturally, but attention to design, the intricacy of the art, the detail of how they told this story. And you know what was amazing? So different. The diversity of
Mhm.
the approach was amazing. Some of them literally were Fabergé. Some of them were very animated and very different, like unexpected, like a Tim Burton movie, my favorite. So yeah, I think what really blew me away is that, especially during these times,
Mhm.
that these amazing artists pushed the boundaries. They were bold, they were unapologetic, and most importantly, they were quite courageous to tell the story the way they told it, to do the intricacy of what you asked them to do. And then honestly, Alex, like the 3 days it took to judge meant that we had time, I had time as a judge to savor the art. I didn't just jam through and say, okay, this one's this and this one's that. Oh, no, 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 no. I had time to savor it, analyze it, really understand what I was looking at. And, the first time you go through the entries, you see one thing, right?
Mhm.
Then you start going in and looking at all the angles and reading the words and watching the video. And then you really start to go deep and go in. There was a moment, actually, I have to share with you, where I had the nails up on the screen and my husband walked by, right? Because home office. And he's like, he had whiplash. He's like, what is that? What is that? And David is an art director. He's a painter. He's been in the arts his whole life, graduate of Art Center up in Pasadena, very prestigious art school. And he thought, I'm not kidding, that he was looking at a museum exhibit, photographic exhibit. And I had to explain to him that this is a competition. These are real people from around the globe making magic.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
not only did it blow me out, but anyone that was in my stratosphere that happened to walk by, you know, it's listen, it's also, I just have to say, the navigation of what you put together, you know, entering the skills, we were able to make comments. You know, my protocol is I have a big pad of paper, I do my scores, I handwrite all my comments. Then I go back and adjust as I edit and refine. Then I enter all my comments. And the tool you provided could not have been more beautiful and more user-friendly. So I thank you for that.
That's
So,
absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's just, it is, I'm getting some, what's it called? Some chills up, and I'm getting goosebumps and feeling all emotional, to be honest, because your words are, I can imagine that the competitors that are watching this are just going to be feeling fantastical inside, because to get this kind of beautiful response to the entries, and to be publicly just saying these words, it's beautiful, Jan, and it's mind-blowing, and I'm delighted that this is how you experienced this this journey. And I mean, I know for sure that watching the entries come in over the few months, that we were looking at some serious work and some the creativity, mind-blowing creativity, and people taking time out of this very strange time to take their mind and their creativity and focus on nails. What a fabulous thing when you can actually have that creative expression, and then have it so beautifully recognized by the judges, of which there's 36 of you, all
wow.
experts in your field, and all absolutely loved the journey. I don't have a judge who said, wish you hadn't asked me to do that, Alex.
No, no, that isn't going to happen.
It
That
didn't
is not going to happen.
happen.
You know, Alex, it also dawns on me that, you know, the joy of nails, the description of the competition, okay, very precise, you're very clear in what you're looking for. But how on earth do these amazing artists say, oh, I know, I'm going to do this? Like, just the journey for them, I want to acknowledge, to come up with the concept. In fact, when it's all over, I want to talk to them. I would love to find out, how do you concept it? Where does the vision come from? What then next steps do you take to take a nail that looks like this one way and totally shockingly different the other way?
Yeah.
How is, like, you know, are they engineers at heart? Probably. They're probably,
I think nail professionals have so many hidden skills, and skills they don't realize. I mean, this industry is awash with people that take what they do to different levels. They're architects, they're engineers,
yes,
absolutely. They are
yes,
artists of the finest quality. So I mean, I will say, Jan, that obviously you've only seen, because the judges have only seen their own categories. You've only seen poster manicure and joy of nails. You're expressing all this on 2 categories, of which I had 12 plus the division 4, so 13 in altogether. Just to highlight for anybody watching, it's a big and intricate and very complicated thing for us to do, but we will be uploading every single entry to the Nailympia website, and every entry will be named. Obviously, we will be putting it up with the name of the artist and their
right.
country and their division, so that there will be a gallery to die for, literally to die for, on the Nailympia website. But I can't say when, because we're
Yeah.
looking at it now, and it's a big job. Oh,
Oh,
because let me tell you, the reason it's a big job, sorry, is we had 642 entries.
hello. Okay,
That
I have
is
to write
what
that
has
down.
been judged.
Six
Yeah, 642 entries. Absolute insanity.
from
Like,
how many countries, Alex?
30 countries.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. Now, listen, Alex, the other thing I wanted to just say, so I've talked a lot about the joy category,
Mhm,
but let's talk about the poster
mhm,
category, right? It dawned on me that as a business who has done photo shoots, video shoots, fashion shoots, I mean, we've done shoots and shoots and shoots. And
yeah.
to see the approach that these artists who don't do it for a living, who don't do it the way we do it every day, to figure out how we're promoting what we do, how to tell a story with a model, with nails, with styling, with, you know, the whole setup. That blew my mind. Like, they don't do this every day. The quality of the photography, the you know what the challenge is? You want to tell a story about quite simple nails, right? Because it had to be
Yeah.
solid color or French.
Mhm.
To make it a nail shot, you can't have too many moving parts. You really can't, because it's got to be about the nails.
Yeah.
So the challenge, it's almost like two opposing ideas where you're shooting a nail shot, you're telling a story, and sometimes less is more.
Mhm.
Sometimes less offers greater sophistication.
Absolutely. Mhm.
And it's the artist who kept the poster about nails, but also told a story that will end up on top of that competition. And maybe as simple as it sounds, it is a very, very difficult thing to achieve.
Yeah.
Some of the most amazing, highly paid ad agencies don't know how to do that, may I
Mm.
say,
It's true. It's true.
right?
And Jan, I can throw another element at you here that maybe you're not aware of, because I know that being in America, you're having a very different pandemic experience to, well, we're all having different pandemic
Yeah.
experiences in our respective countries. But what I do know is that the nail techs, particularly in the two poster categories, were struggling with not being able to get a model, because
Oh,
suddenly
oh,
we were locked down. So when they had an idea that they were going to create, suddenly couldn't get a model because they weren't allowed, couldn't go to their own nail studio because of lockdown. There were elements that meant they had to think on their feet and make those creations at home with whatever they had, you know, available to them. So it's
incredible.
even more extraordinary when you look at it like that, because had they had the ability to employ a photographer, get a model, use their sister down the road who's got stunning fingers and what have you, these
Yeah,
things were not available to all of them. And so for me, I think the two poster categories are extraordinary because
yeah,
they were working with very little. And but you know,
yeah,
we're looking at absolutely incredible entries for this entire Olympia experience. And
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I wanted to ask you on a level where you have actually live judged for me at Olympia Houston.
yeah.
You've come to Olympia London and judged for me there. And now obviously you've done the first edition online. So you have quite a good insight into the mechanics, the back door, front door, sideways, everything that we do. What is your impression of the Olympia concept per se?
Well, my impression of Olympia is you took what I will call an old-fashioned model of live competition that only focused on sculptured nail, French nail, architecture, very technical, let's call it, kind of the left brain of the nail professional.
Mhm.
It is the engineering, the architecture, the precision, which, you know, that's what makes nail professionals so amazing, is they've got a very strong left brain. But what you've introduced is the diametric opposite, which is the right brain, the creativity, the way they view color, color composition. In the case of the online competition, photographic composition, and everything in between. Everything in between. So you are a pioneer. You are the first of your kind to acknowledge every genre we have within nails. So full circle, so complete. And the other thing you've done is you've endeared competitors all around the world. The fact you've been in Australia and UK and Serbia, right? Have you
Not
gone to
Estonia.
Estonia, Orlando a couple of years ago?
Mhm.
What you have said to nail professionals is we are a global community of artisans, and we are going to acknowledge the uniqueness and the diversity of every person, of every nail style, and of everyone's background. Everyone learned nails in a different way.
Yeah.
And because of the wide array of competition you've offered, because of the extraordinary judging panel, I look at the judges, you know, the best of the best, and you've endeared them, you've excited them, you've brought them in. Um, Alex, I've never seen anything like it, certainly not in nails, and probably nowhere in pro beauty anywhere. So I hope that you will continue to globalize. I also have to say, I really love the online component because it allowed us as judges, like when you're in a live setup, boom, 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 boom. You're
Yeah.
under the gun
Yeah.
to see the thing, make an impression. Different on online, we could study it like a masterpiece, like the masterpieces they really were. We could study it. We could invest as much time as we had time for, and decided to invest. And that was life changing. I felt like, you know, I felt transported, like you placed me on a different planet. You know, the land of nails where everything is possible.
That's
Yes.
brilliant. So Jan, when you you know, what is your impression of, you know, whether or not a nail artist wins or not? What is your impression of the activity of entering competitions when it comes to moving forward their career and their confidence?
Oh yeah, when you enter a competition, you're really putting your work under a microscope.
Mm.
It's a very courageous activity, right? Because in the salon, you do what you do, do it. Your clients love you. You become best friends with those people. They love their nails for their extraordinary artistic end result, but they're not pushing you. They love you despite anything you do on them. They trust you, they believe in you. When you enter competition, you are putting yourself out there to be judged. Let's be honest, to have all of us take our microscope and look at your work in the tiniest little detail. That means to me that you are on the brink of breaking through to the next level. That the very act of even entering means you're open-minded, you're open to critique, you are willing to grow. And you know, during pandemic, again, that third and third and third, where some people hid, some people spun, but the people who entered Nailympia are the creative leaders. They were the ones that said, this thing isn't going to take me down. And in fact, I'm going to get more creative. I'm going to push forward. If I don't go, I don't grow. If I don't go, I don't grow. And that was evident in all the work we saw. So for me, competition um, is the best way to refine your architecture, to elevate your artistry, and to become a leader within the community, to really showcase, you know, what is possible, and to have breakthroughs. I would hope that all of your competitors said, I had a breakthrough,
Yeah.
and I would love to hear what those breakthroughs were, right? I learned my medium differently. I saw my own artistry differently. I tried something new and it didn't work at first. And then bam, it worked. It worked. So breakthroughs, you know, breakthroughs are important to growth.
Yeah. Absolutely, I hear that, and you do put it so eloquently. Thank you, because obviously I'm a firm believer in the power of the competition, but you put it far more eloquently than I could. So can we move slightly off topic and just could we find out how has the pandemic changed up your working life, Jan?
Well, prior to pandemic, I was on an airplane every other week.
Mhm. Yeah.
I have traveled every state in the US. I have traveled multiple times all around the world. It's the travel, the connection, the camaraderie, the touch was a huge shock to see that go away, not be able to see everyone face to face. But very quickly, I learned that our world got even smaller because of the pandemic, because through virtual mediums like Zoom and WebEx events and everything we've been doing, social media, that it actually connected me to more people than what I could have reached had I jumped on a plane. The other thing I realized is when you travel, you waste a whole lot of time prepping, getting there, waiting for the plane, flight delays. And so I actually found last year to be one of the most incredibly productive years I've ever had. It was a year of growth. It was a year of achievement and accomplishment. The fact I wasn't stuck in airports, my fitness and my health regimen went up. Cooking healthy, running more. I have a trainer, I'm lifting weights, I'm doing yoga. I feel like I've never been healthier. And I've been at this for 42 years. I'm not going to say how old I am. I must have started when I was 5. but
Oh
but
my
you know
goodness,
what
but there's a lot of positives in there just because
yes.
you were made to stand still. You were told,
Yeah.
universe told you to stand still, and you responded in a very, very, very clearly positive way.
Yes. The other thing that I did, I was very stuck. Like when there was time to cook, I had a few efficiency meals that I would cook for my husband and I. And my cooking repertoire has expanded. And I want to thank Marion Newman. She gave me a recipe for a cauliflower soup that is vegetarian. It is so delicious. I make it like almost weekly. It's become a staple for
Is
me.
that good? Cauliflower soup,
Cauliflower
not
soup.
cauliflower cheese, cauliflower
It's
soup.
yeah, it's roasted, it's garlicky, it's puree. I
Oh,
put a little truffle oil on top.
okay.
So
That sounds like Master Chef now. Okay, that sounds
yes,
pretty delish.
yes. So I find that a lot of us are exchanging really cool ideas, and we probably wouldn't have time to cook
No,
if,
that's a really fair point, because I know that my cooking skills have really elevated. So the same. I mean, I loved cooking before, but now I've elevated what I was offering. So I second what you're saying there. Um, so looking at, I mean, it ties in with this. So I know that there's an awful lot of nail artists out there that are feeling wilted and they're unsure, they're demotivated, and they're not, their confidence has been knocked. What words of wisdom would you have to help them be more motivated while they're facing all these challenges at the moment?
Yeah, no, as we go back into the salon and open up, I think the thing that really blows me away about our category, about nails, about professional nails, is that it doesn't matter if we're in the salon, at a trade show, in a classroom, we are always under the lens of a camera because our canvas is so small. And what I have found is the really motivated, courageous, creative ones have started to really share their work, figured out how to find community in a new way, virtually, through social media, through competitions like Nailympia. Listen, when a roadblock comes up, we get creative. That's all. And I know through my 42 years in business, and this is going to sound crazy, But I look back on some of the toughest times we had as a business. Maybe we had a product failure, or maybe we did a campaign that didn't really work, or any little failure that may have come our way actually made us stronger. Why? Because emerging out of the tough times emerge the bold, the courageous, the creative, and those are the winners. Those are the leaders. Those people are the transformers that make a difference in not only the industry, but in their own lives and the lives of their clients. So emerging out of this should come a burst, just like spring is before us. Spring represents renewal and birth, reinvention. The world is coming back. It's coming back slowly but surely. And coming out of that, let's take our cue from the extraordinary work we see at Nailympia. Let's find our own creativity. Let's find our own way to get around the hurdle. That the tough times will make you a better, stronger, smarter. I think the other thing that came out of it is, listen, we have had good old times. The nail industry has been on a trajectory of incredible growth, and we got used to that. And I see a lot of pros that weren't charging for their amazing work. They weren't charging what they should have when they adopted new innovation. They maybe didn't see themselves objectively for the brilliant artisans they really are. So I think we come out of this as better business people. We realize that we are worth a price increase. We are worth charging for this incredible work we do. I think we realize that our clients value us more than ever, and that we have a chosen career that truly changes lives, and how lucky we are that we're in such an influential business. So it's time to look at rebirth, re-energize, find that creativity. If you can overcome this hurdle as a better artist, as a better business person, as a more inspired creative, then you've maximized what could have been a really, really devastating time. You've maximized it for reinvention.
Wow, Jan, that's a deep, beautiful, and all-encompassing answer. Wow, wow, that I'm sure that will be taken on board by many. So, I mean, definitely, Jan, your family has been a pioneer of this industry in so many avenues, and the CND brand continues to thrive and innovate. So I think we should close on just some last pearls of knowledge that you could bring to the table, on how nail artists can keep ahead of trends while being a consummate professional and displaying their creative slant, but also being true to their own personal journey. What can we close on where you can just give that last pearl of knowledge for them, please?
Yeah, I think it's really important to dream. Like, step out of the everyday grind and go out, breathe some fresh air, take a beautiful walk, be inspired by competitions like Nailympia. Look at the beautiful artistry and challenge yourself every day. How can I make today my biggest gift? I heard there's a producer up in Hollywood, Peter Guber, who used to run Sony and Universal Studios, and he says the past is behind us. The present is a gift. That's why they call it the present. And the future is a mystery. And we tackle that mystery without bias, with open arms, with tremendous creativity, hope, and energy. And that's what we do. And have fun doing it. Oh my God, like 42 years in this business, every day is fun. Every day is fun. And how blessed we are to be able to have that fun. And you know what, Alex, I look at you And everything I'm talking about, you are a living, breathing, exemplary example of what I'm talking about. So congratulations to you. Thank you for Nailympia and for harnessing all this amazing inspiration. And what a joy and pleasure to start my day with you this
Like,
lovely Friday.
you're going to bring me to tears. What are you like? Oh, Jan, thank you so much for contacting me this week with such joy, that the joy and emotion you were feeling from the Nailympia experience. Thank you for feeling it, but you didn't have any control on that, I suppose. But thank you for sharing it publicly and putting it out there, just what it means to be a judge, and the response that a judge would have or is having to this experience. Just thank you for your words of wisdom and your depth of, well, I love the way you soulfully answer a question. That's really powerful. And yeah, just thank you very much for popping on here and spending time with me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Good luck, everyone. I'm so excited. Awards are Monday. Can you believe it?
Monday,
Wow.
Monday, 7 p.m. GMT.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you
All right.
have a super Friday, and we'll
You
go
too.
and have a super Friday evening.
Happy weekend. Bye. Bye, Alex. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Good luck.